But I want to ask about Israel because Special Envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, told the families of Israeli hostages that a ceasefire deal needs to be all or nothing. Obviously, we have seen various points of potential progress throughout this war of ceasefire deals here, potential releases of hostages there. But do you think the Trump administration needs to fundamentally shift its strategy to an all or nothing push here?
No, I think the Middle East has had enough of absolutism and extremism. I think what the Middle East needs is more good faith negotiations, not less of that. Clearly, Hamas is an evil actor. Clearly, the hostages need to be released. Obviously, Israel has a right to defend itself and to exist. And it also matters how Israel does that. And having Gazan children starve is unacceptable. And Israel does need to do more to expand distribution sites, to widen the variety of aid that is distributed, to do a better job of deconflicting so that women, the elderly, and children are able to access the aid without getting pushed aside by others. There's a lot of things that Israel is de facto responsible for, even as it goes after its righteous war aims of keeping Hamas out of governance of Gaza, because ultimately Hamas is the enemy of the Palestinian people, not Israel.
Do you see the U.S. becoming more isolated on the global scale by its continued support of Israel, even as we are seeing this dynamic of starvation?
Well, the United States is becoming more isolated on the world stage, not because of its support for Israel, but because of Donald Trump's erratic and chaotic tariffs, the fact that he's picking fights with Canada while supplicating himself to Russia. I think that's the bigger issue right now. Ultimately, what Israel is trying to do by joining the Abraham Accords is actually expanding bridges of commerce and culture to replace 20th century conflict. So expanding the Abraham Accords to Saudi Arabia, to the United Arab Emirates, these are actions that actually envelop Israel in the wider community. There is no doubt that right now, Israel is under strict scrutiny by a lot of OECD nations and other countries throughout the world, and it rightfully is under pressure to widen humanitarian aid, but there needs to be much greater pressure on Hamas, because Hamas has the singular power right now to release these hostages, to disarm, and to end this horrific war.